Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of ethical hacking. We're going to break down two really different ways security pros find those hidden weak spots. We're talking black box versus white box testing.
So, here's the big question, right? How do you find your digital weak spots before the bad guys do? It's a huge challenge for any company out there, finding those vulnerabilities before they get exploited. Well, how do they do it? They basically fight fire with fire. They hire these professionals, you might have heard of them, called ethical hackers, or white hat hackers, to legally and intentionally try to break into their own systems. The whole point is to find those weak links first.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the big picture, probing digital defenses. Then we'll get into the two main approaches, the outsider attack, which is black box, and the insider view, white box. Then we'll put them side by side to really see the difference. And finally, we'll talk about why you absolutely need both. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, let's really set the stage here. To get what these tests are all about, we got to understand the core problem they're trying to solve.
Let's make this super simple with an analogy. Just imagine your company's entire network, all the servers, the apps, everything, is basically a locked room. And inside that room, all your most valuable stuff. So you've got to know just how secure that room really is. All right, let's talk about the first approach. This one simulates that classic outsider attack. Picture a hacker who knows absolutely nothing about your company. They're on the outside, looking in, just trying to find any little crack in the armor to get through.
And this is what we call black box testing. The name is pretty much perfect, right? Because for the person doing the test, the system is a total mystery. It's just a black box. They have absolutely zero inside info to start with.
So in our locked room analogy, this is like hiring a security expert, pointing to your building and just saying, try to get in. They don't have any blueprints, no keys, no special access, and that's the whole point. It's meant to mimic exactly what a real external attacker would do.
Okay, now let's completely flip the script. What if the biggest threat isn't someone trying to get in from the outside? What if they're already inside? This brings us to the insider view. This is what's called white box testing. And instead of a mysterious black box, the tester gets, well, a totally transparent one. They are given everything. We're talking full knowledge of the IT setup, the source code, the whole shebang.
Going back to our analogy, this is like giving that same security expert the full blueprints to the building. You hand them the master keys, all the alarm codes, and you tell them, find every single flaw you can. This is all about emulating an insider threat. Think like a disgruntled employee or someone whose account got compromised.
Okay, so we've got the outsider attack and the insider view. Let's put them right next to each other and really break down the differences.
And this chart lays it out perfectly. Look at the knowledge level. Black box is 0, white box is full knowledge. The threat they're trying to emulate, an external attacker versus an internal threat. It really boils down to perspective. Black box is the attacker's view from the outside, while white box is the inspector's view from the inside. They're asking completely different questions. So, the big question is, which one's better? If you had to pick one, which should it be? Well, the answer isn't quite that simple.
Yeah, it's really not about which test is better. It's about what kind of threat you're looking for. See, the truth is, it's not a competition. A truly secure company has to worry about more than just the attackers on the outside. They also have to be ready for threats that could come from within.
And that's exactly why you need both. Think about it. Black box finds the holes an external hacker would try to exploit. But the white box test? That uncovers those really deep-seated flaws in the code or the infrastructure that an insider could abuse. To get a truly complete picture of your security, you absolutely have to use both. So that leaves us with this final thought. Which is the greater risk? The threat you don't even know is out there? Or the one you think you can trust? In cybersecurity, building a strong defense means preparing for attacks from strangers outside the walls and from those who are already inside.